So this is the bag we're going to be using for this tutorial. And before I start, or before I get into the pattern layout or the pattern sketching, I'm going to tell us parts of this bag. So the part of this bag we have is the front body. This is the front body of your bag. This is the bottom. You can call it bottom or base. Now this is the back body of your bag. After the back body, the top cover coming from the back. Now we have the top cover, the top. This is the top cover. After the top cover, we have the top handle. You always place your top handle on the top cover. Then we have the front cover. This is the front cover of your bag. Now I'm going to list out the accessories of this bag. In the accessories we use for this bag, we have magnets. We use magnets. This iron here is called D-ring. D-ring. Then we made use of this bag stand. Bag stand. It is called bag stand. So those are the accessories we use for this bag. And sometimes you might need to, maybe you want to use a logo or you want to place. So those are part of the accessories or you want to be using for the bag. So I've listed all parts of this bag. I've listed the accessories then or accessories of this bag. So let's quickly get into work. This is how long the bag is from here to here. That's how long. This is how high your bag is. So the measurements we're going to be using for the bag we'll be doing today is 9.5. The length of the bag we'll be doing is 9.5. So you notch out or you mark out that 9.5 somewhere around here. 9.5. 9.5. Now if you are starting your sketching, always start from the front body. Start your sketching from the front body. You cannot start from the cover. You cannot start from the back. The design of this bag is showing that this is where this is the starting of the bag. Then it came through the back and ended in the flap. You can call this one flap or front cover. So now this is the front. So we are starting with the front body. We label it as front body. Then the height of the bag we are going to be making, we are still using 6 inches. So the length is what? The length 10.5 and the height is what? 6. Can you see that? Now just make sure the 6 is marked all through the line. 6. This is the front body. So now after the front body, coming here, we have the base. We have the base of the bag. So the base of this bag is 3 inches. We are going to be using 3 inches for this one also. 3 inches. Then you roll it. Can you see? Now, after the base, next to it is the back. The back. Sorry, the other time I was listing part of the bag. We also have the side gussets. This is the side gusset. This is the side of your bag. The side gusset. We have 2 side gussets, this side and the other side. So now let's move to the back of the bag. This is the base. 3 inches by 10.5. You remember we used 10.5 here, 10.5 here. So from here to here for the base, how wide you want it to be is 3 inches. Now the height we use for the front body must be the same height we are going to be using for the back body. So now the height of the back body is going to be 6, and here you mark out 6, right? Remember, the length of this bag is 9.5. So sorry about that. It's supposed to be 9.5 from here to here. The front body, this is the front body, and the length of the front body from here to here is 9.5. From here to here is 9.5. So the same 9.5 you have been using for the front body is the same you use for the back body, which is also 9.5. 9.5. Then you mark this out. Let's point out our 9.5. So So this is the back body. The length is 9.5 by 6. The next to it is the top cover. The top cover most time is not always too wide. It's not always too wide, so that you can have a very firm cover. If it is too wide, there might be too much of space. If the front cover is the top cover, if it is too wide, there will be too much of space here, and the items inside the bag might not be secured. So you have to just do it, the measurement of the top cover, to not be too wide or too long. So our top cover is going to be 1.5. We are still following the length, which is 9.5. So here is what? 1.5. Do you get that? So now the front cover is the next one we are going to be cutting. Now this is the front cover, and we want to draft out this kind of pattern on our own bag too. So this is the pattern we are doing, but before we cut it out here, we need to measure which length, where do we want this stuff to end on this bag. So we are just going to sample it in the front body and see how it is going to, how long we want it to be. So this is from the top of the bag. So let's say 4 inches is going to be okay, or we can make it 4.5. So the length, the height of our front cover is going to be 4.5. 4.5. Then you mark it out. You can see that is 4.5. So this is our top cover, front cover, 4.5. So you can see that now. So we are done with the whole sketching of this bag. What we just need to do is to just draft out this cuff line, and we will just have to cut our sketch out first before we can do that. So here it is. I've cut out the sketch already, and for you to make things very easy for yourself when you are doing your gum work, you need to do the same marked out point. You need to do it at the back so that you are not going to make mistake. And remember, we are starting from the front body, so I'm just going to do this again, and we continue the remaining part of what we are doing about this bag. So now I have the same measurements at the back. Now front body, and we have 9.5 by 6 base, the base to be 3 by 9.5. Back body, which is also 6 by 9.5. We have the top cover, which is 1.5 by 9.5, and this is the front cover, which is 4.5 by 9.5. So I believe you understand what we are doing here now. So now what we are going to be doing is to give this bag a shape. Now look at this bag very well. This bag is not if I should measure from here to here and from here to here, the length which we have normally for this bag is 10.5, but we are not going to have 10.5 at the top. The reason is because I gave this bag an A-line shape to give it a very good shape. So let's measure this bag to see. You can see this is 10 inches, and we have 10.5 at the base of this bag. We have 10.5. So the reason is because I trimmed out some excess on both sides to give it an A-line shape. You can see that the A-line is showing. So that is the same thing we are going to be doing here also. So for you to get something like that, we are just going to subtract 1 inch instead of using, like, you know, that one it was reduced by just ½ inch on both sides, but here we are going to reduce both sides by 1 inch. So let us reduce both sides by 1 inch. Then you rule it out. You slant your ruler to it, then rule it out. Make sure you stop on the baseline. Don't enter the baseline. So you can see that now we are still going to trim it out. We are still going to trim the excess out. So now you now come to you remember this is the front body. Let's go to the back body now. You do the same thing. You subtract 1 inch from here, and if you are subtracting 1 inch, you do the measurement from that line on the top cover. So you subtract 1 inch, 1 inch. Make sure it is from the line of the top cover, not here, not on the base. If you are doing that on the base, that means you have wasted the whole sketch and you have wasted the material already. So make sure it is from the top cover. Then you roll it out, end on the base line. Do the same thing here. End on the base line. Can you see? So that same trace that you have been coming with, just follow it to the other line, the last base, the last line on the top cover. End it there, extend it to that point. Do the same thing here again, extend it to that point. Can you see? So now we are just going to, you can see now. So we are going to be doing the same thing here, but before we do that, you know, this A line is also going to affect the front cover, because the front cover is going to extend more than the, you can see that there are excess here already. So we need to trim the excess so that it is also going to follow the same pattern we have cut out here. So what you will do now is, this is our front cover. Let us form this bag already. So you fold it on this line. This is the front body. Fold it, come to the base, fold it. So that is all we need to just do. And you now bring your front cover. You bring your front cover, let it touch the last line, and make sure it is not, what we have here is not more than what we have here. Make sure it is balanced. So I guess we are there already. Can you see? So just mark it out, mark it out. Can you see? So little, then you just, can you see what I'm doing? Just fold it in, and let it still, we are still pointing on the last line. Fold it in on that last line. Make sure it is on that, in that point where you put your, where you marked out. So fold it, so we'll be able to use the A line we cut here to trace out the excess on the front cover. So you trace it out. Do the same thing on the other side. So then we take in a ruler to cut it out. We don't have that line here, we have it here, so let's just follow it. Then you come, this is when you are now able to trim out from the back. Now we have our bag. Can you see now? So this is what we have. I'm going to use my clip to hold it down so that you can really understand what we are talking about. So now this is our bag. Can you see? So this is the front. If you remove this, we open this flap. Now this is the front, the base, the back, the top cover, and the front cover. Now on this top cover, we need to put our top handle. We need 9 inches for the handle. 9. This is 9 inches. 9 inches by 1 inch. That is what you just need. You don't need the top handle to be too wide. By 1 inch. Can you see? Come in this way. We just want to give it shape. You can give it a cuff shape. This top handle is cuff. It's cuff. But this one, I want to give it a V, a sharp edge. A V sharp pointed edge. So this is it. Then you come in with your bag. You're going to be needing gum since, for the sake of this tutorial, for us to really understand. Now, just fix the top handle. Then the other side, fix it. And we are good to go. So you see your bag. Now we need to now cut out this shape, this pattern. So what you just need to do is to, it's very simple. You know that you can see that one side is, this side is longer than this other side, and there is a cuff edge. So just bring your the bag and cut out a cuff edge here, then a slant line going up. That is very simple. And here we go. We have the pattern already. We have the pattern already. And the other side. So what we need to do about this bag now is remaining the side gusset. We just have to fix in the side gusset. And after fixing the side gusset, we are done with this bag. And the measurement we are going to use for the side gusset is the measurement for here to here and here to here on the side gusset. So this is it. On the side gussets, you remember that the length of this bag is 6 inches and the base is 3 inches, right? So we are going to add a little bit to it. Since the base is 3 inches, we are going to make the base on the side gusset to be 4 inches. Now the length is now going to be, the length of our bag is 6 inches, right? Now the length is going to be 6.5 on the side gusset. So after cutting it out, this is the side gusset we are using. Then you notch out ½ inch. From this side to this side, we are going to point out ½ inch. ½ inch is 0.5. Now here again, we are going to point out that 0.5. Do the same thing on the other side. 0.5, 0.5. So you take in your ruler. Can you see? This is what we need. And you are going to cut it out. You can see. So the reason why we notch this out is because we want our side gusset to have this inside shape, that by the time you cover the bag, this side gusset is going to go inside. And most times it always helps to secure the bag. It secures the bag from opening, or even if it opens, the side gusset is inside, like it pushes the bag inside. The reason why it pushes the bag is because of this thing, this stuff we cut. That is what we have here. It will not be visible after you have fixed it to the bag. So this is how your side gusset is going to look like. So remember, we measured 6.5 by 4, and the normal measurement we have on our bag is 3 inches by 6. The reason why we need to use 4 is because of this point we notch out. And after notching it out, you see from here to here will now balance up to 3 inches. You can see 3 inches, and that is the 3 inches we need. We have subtracted ½ inch from here. And also on the top, we have on the top of the bag, like the length of the bag, it only needs 0.25 to make it 0.5. And that is why we only had ½ inch on the height. We need to add 1 inch on the length. So that is that. Then we'll fix the side gusset. Fix it, start from the bottom. Then you can see. You can see. And this is the other side of the side gusset. And in fixing your side gusset, remember that you always have to fix the D-ring. So you always fix the D-ring before attaching the side gusset. Make sure this stuff is fixed on the side gusset before you place it on the bag. Because if you have to do it after placing it on the bag, it will be very difficult. In fact, you will not be able to place it, and we are done with this bag. You can see. So I will send the measurement of this bag to at the end of this video, and I would like you to create your own bag using that same measurement. Thank you for watching.